You find yourself scrolling on the phone, looking at the new diet, the new healing ceremony, the new supplements, or the new outfit that will make you feel different, that will make you feel thinner, more beautiful, the new hairstyle. You go on Amazon and then you start buying something and you receive the new scarf or the new top or the new book, the new inspirational book, and this loop keep going. Deep inside, meanwhile, you still feel something is empty, something is missing. You go on again on your phone and you look at the new reel and the new person doing the new diet and the new healing ceremony, and this vicious cycle keep repeating. Even if you know, you're very well aware that you are a very creative person, you're looking to use this creativity somewhere that is going to be useful, you just find yourself scrolling, sticking on your phone. You are not alone. There are hundreds of women, thousands of women doing exactly the same thing right now as I speak on my camera. This is because we have stopped being with other people that naturally stimulate us to be creative. This is because we are living a life alone, ripped away from our tribe and our culture. This need to be on the phone is a need to connect with others, other people's culture, other people's way of living. We are searching for this deep connection that is rooted in our DNA to be among people, to belong somewhere. We have lost our root. We are lost in new countries, like myself, migrated in a new country, new culture. And now I'm trying to go back to, and this exact thing is happening to thousands and millions of women right now. We are taking our phone, not because we don't have the willpower to put the phone away. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. This has been happening for more years than we can even count. We've been ripped from our family, from our root, from our culture. And this time around, we are trying to connect, but we're trying to connect in a way that is not actually sustainable, because we're not connecting in the physical. We are still connecting in through a screen. All that we are learning culture, all that we are learning the new type of foods that other people eat, how they behave, how they dress, and somehow we try to bring a touch of India, a touch of Africa, a touch of different cultures in us, to the way we wear, to the way we speak, but we are not really deeply rooted. Anytime when the things go messy, the how do you say, the shit hits the fan, I think that's the word said, then we are all over the place, we're scattered again, and we are withdrawn, we go back internally, and like we are so inside, and we are creating this havoc again internally. It is so easy in this time to use the phone and to connect through the phone. So easy. But it is not really your fault. It's not about willpower. It is because we are feeling lonely, because we are deep inside feeling so lonely and need for connection and need to belong somewhere, because we do belong somewhere. We're not orphans living in this country, that country. We're not orphans. We do belong somewhere, and this is the connection we're looking for, to go back to where is the root. This is the craving. We're not really craving for to walk barefoot and look tropical or look authentic or look whatever that is. I don't actually know what that is. We're not looking for, give me this new beautiful color that makes me look a bit more tan, a bit more this culture, that culture. What we're looking for is, we're looking for the root. Where does it go? Where is my root? And this is what we are craving for. Meanwhile, we are taking pieces, bits and pieces from each culture, and we're trying to infuse it within ourselves. Like we're chanting mantras from India, not knowing what that is. We are trying to connect, because deep inside we are all one anyway. We all go there. But knowing, the self-realization of where we come from, who am I, what the hell am I even doing here? We're trying, we're using these little bits from here and little bits from there. Right now, what we have done, or what has happened for a long period of time, is we have lost our family, we've lost our culture, we've lost our tribe, and we're walking around feeling alone, feeling this sense of we don't belong, and we feel so alone. Like a few years ago, everybody was locked in our homes and we weren't allowed to even go out. We weren't allowed to socialize. This is not new. This has been happening in different stages and different phases all through our lives. Tribes were being pulled and ripped and separated and migrated from one country to another. This has been happening. And through all of that happening, we still live, we still exist, and we're still here. But what has happened in us, unknowingly, we are not aware right now, but at a subconscious level, what has been happening is we have started putting a wall of protection ourselves, because deep inside we feel unsafe. We don't know why, but we walk around feeling unsafe, alone, a sense of not belonging. For subconsciously, we have a wall of protection around us. We don't want our family members to know us too much. We don't want our friends to know us too much. We can't be just open hearted. There's walls and walls and layers and layers. And through the phone, it is so easy to connect because we show whatever we want to show people. Therefore, we are on different WhatsApp groups, different Facebook groups, different online programs, because we are showing up how we want them to see us. The wall of protection has different layers. We show up in one group in one way, we show up in another group in another way. The wall of protection is deep. We don't want to be seen because of at the subconscious level, we are protecting ourselves. We're living in fear. We don't trust ourselves anymore to be seen the way we are. We say things in groups as we want them to hear. We know what this group needs. Speak just like that in few sentences that is going to be received and accepted in a group. We're not willing to be seen and to be imperfect or to be wrong, because even this wrong is who's to say what is wrong and what is right, except ourselves. We have created this, what is right and what is wrong. We want to show, we are showing ourselves only partly, not entirely, not naturally, not authentically, in fear of being judged, in fear of being criticized. If we go outside in groups and women's circle, or I don't know, women's circle, we are seen for who we are, the way we dress. Whereas if we connect through our phone, it is so easy to mask ourselves. Therefore, we're not even being seen as we truly are. That's another aspect of how we feel unsafe, and subconsciously we are hiding because of that unsafety. What's happening is after we remove the people, even our friends, like we don't want our mothers to know us anymore, to communicate with us for too long, because she might say something and that might make me upset, or I might say something and that would make her upset. Therefore, we call every now and then, but we keep the conversation very short. There isn't any authentic conversation happening anymore, in fear that we will be judged, in fear that we might criticize others ourselves, in fear that we might be made upset. We're getting upset over little things now. That's because we have attached ourselves to too many stories that she is this and he is this. In the Hindu philosophy, there are 7 enemies of the mind. It's not enemies, it's like 7 enemies of the mind that are primarily affecting us or influencing our tendencies, and that prevents us to live authentically or naturally. And these are, a few of them are lust, anger, greed, attachment or delusion, pride, jealousy, and false identification. These are the few enemies of the mind that are really influencing the way we are living today. And unfortunately, this is at a subconscious level. We have this excessive desire to be or to shape into. We have this anger and rage about whatever. We have greed to become, to be seen as. We have attachment toward a story. It's not toward people. It's the story, what they have wronged us with. And we aren't able to let go. How do we even let go? Even this is a technique that I had to learn. So many things had happened, and I was walking around with, oh, she did this, my mother did this, and they got me married, and this, whatever story. And that was weighing heavy on me. And I had to learn what actually is attachment. Or what do we do? Even in this is a lesson that you work with. Attachment. How do you detach? Not from people, you detach from the stories that you may have told yourself about what has happened to you, how people has wronged you. And there's a sense of pride. I am so okay. I am so healthy. In me doing this, it doesn't mean that I am so healthy and I have all my shit together. Not at all. I am doing whatever I can day to day learning. And I know this is my service in this life, my purpose to serve others, to show that it is possible to become healthier, to live life a bit more wholesome, to wake up with joy. It doesn't have to be pain, pain, pain. It can be happy, joyful, easy life. And this is my mission. And that's what I'm doing. It's not to show that I have got everything in line. My house is clean. All my dinners and breakfasts are so organic and wholesome. Or I have my workouts planned. No, I still struggle to move. Still, like physical activity for me, I love it. I enjoy it so much. Yet I feel like I am caught up with the things that I have to do as a mother of four. Well, three young ones. One has left home, and being here doing this work and working with clients. It's like, where do I find time? Time is here. If I remove my phone for an hour because I'm so tired, I don't want to focus on anything. I'm scrolling brainlessly. Then I will find the time. So me as well, it's not showing that I have so much good habits. It's about finding the way, navigating your way really in life. And other one is envy. We look at other people's clothing, car, house, nails, hair, and we want to become them. We want the same style because there's a sense of I'm not okay. My style is not good. My nail is not good enough. We're always covering, masking who we are to become something else because that anchor is missing. We are scattered all over the place. We don't even know who we are anymore. Therefore, the new trend, the new yoga pants, the new yoga mat, the new hairstyle, the new color, everything has to be new, new, new. And we are surrounded by so many things, makeup, clothes, shoes, yet deep inside we're still feeling empty and hollow because we're not anchored anymore. Our energy system, our chakra system is like too open or too closed out of fear. And it is time to anchor ourselves. Again, coming down to the roots, the root chakra, the base, the foundation, and holding it, knowing that we do belong, we are safe, we are okay. Yes, the trauma has happened with parents, with family, with war, we've been ripped, but here I am. My DNA is here, my gene is here. I am here. And there's this false sense of ego identification with, if I do this, if I make the newest green smoothie, then I'm going to be the perfect. No, you're not going to be. If you deep inside, if you feel lost and alone and the emotions is just like driving you crazy, you don't know why you're having these emotions, even then it doesn't matter because you're still being controlled by your sympathetic nervous system, the fight and flight and freeze and fawn mode. What we want to do is we want to come to the parasympathetic nervous system as much as we can, into the place where we feel safe. We just know this might need practice, but coming to the parasympathetic nervous system where you wake up knowing that I'm going to be okay today, and this constant mind chatter is not going to be there anymore. I'm going to be okay. I am. It doesn't matter what has happened. When we come to this place, and we can balance these negative tendencies, even though it is at a subconscious level. We don't know that we are feeling alone. We just know we want to connect with our phone. We don't know why we are constantly buying from Amazon or what's that, Boohoo, or and online clothing or wherever you buy. We don't know why we're constantly clicking, reaching for the dopamine hit, looking at viral videos and all of this. It's temporary. All this dopamine hit is temporary. We want to come to a place where this joy, this joy is unshakable. It doesn't matter if I have an argument with my spouse. It doesn't matter if I have a bill coming in. It doesn't matter. This sense of ease and joy is unshakable. That only happens when we go through a phase of realizing, what am I doing? Who am I? Who am I without the clothing, without the makeup, without the hair, without all these layers of makes me who I am? When we peel all these layers at your core level, when you start realizing who am I, or even start questioning, Who am I? Can I step outside today without the makeup? Can I step outside today just the way I am? Can I just be who I am without the fear? Can we? And the way we can do this is by practicing this self-awareness, disciplining ourselves, and this spiritual practice with sitting with yourself mindfully, without the stories, without the narrative going in your head, and really focus on devotion, where there is unconditional love without any attachment. Like if your spouse doesn't do what you tell him to do, would you love him regardless? Is love dependent on an act? Just like your child, you love your child no matter what he or she does. This love is just present. And this kind of innocent, pure love, it can be for anything. It can be for the trees. It can be for nature. This unshakable love, you just don't know where it's coming from. It's there. This only comes when you remove those attachments from the stories, from materialistic things that just gives you something in the moment. In the moment when you receive the new Amazon package, you feel happy for a moment. 2 days after you start using this new soap, perhaps you smell good, but this happiness is now gone unless you get a new something through the post and you feel happy again. How long are you going to click to buy happiness? Happiness is not from outside. Happiness is internal. It's not dependent on something external. If you start bringing yourself into a mindful way of loving, being, and cultivating pure intention, it doesn't matter, because it's like energy. Anything that we put outside in the world will bounce back toward us. So any negative, wrong intention we have towards someone else is like a ping pong ball. If you throw it on the wall, it will bounce right back to you. So karma, energy, this is what karma is, energy of what we do. What we do has a reaction, has an effect. If you throw that ball, it's going to bounce right back at you. Be mindful of this, whatever you put out in the world, that it is pure. If you think wrong towards someone, if you speak wrong about someone, if you act wrongly towards someone, it is all going to bounce right back at you. Be mindful. If you feel you're angry, write down, feel this anger, why is it coming, and see if you can peel the layers and shift the story about why this story is making you feel so angry. Everything starts from the throat. If we shift the story, the throat, then the energy that is so heavy, the anger shifts immediately. Practice this. Practice. I'll give you an example. It used to annoy me so much if my husband doesn't take the bin out on whatever day it was supposed to be taken. It used to frustrate me, and I would brew for days after if that was missed, because there's impact. I'm in the kitchen and the bin, and because it was his task. And I used to be drained by this rage about how dare he not do it even after I reminded him. And I knew this was an energy leakage for me, and I had to change this. And I dealt with it internally for me first, and then I spoke to him and I told him, I explained how this impacts my system in the kitchen or in the house, how this affects if the bin is not put out. But first I had to deal with my own rage. Why is this annoying me? And then see if I could move with compassion. Why did he not put the bin out? What was going on for him? So putting myself in his shoes and finding what was his reason for not putting, and giving compassion. We want to transmute the energy of fear, anger, rage, anything that we name as negative, although nothing is negative, it's all energy. We want to transmute, alchemize, transform whatever is draining us into the frequency of love. If there is, let's say, negative energy is bothering you, how can you give compassion toward the story, toward the person? Compassion. So compassion is so pure that it will transmute this negative. And if you focus on this anger and you say, I'm going to give compassion to this person, he didn't put the bin out because, do you know what? He was actually putting the kids to bed. Before, I had failed to see that he, at the time that the bin was needed to be put out, he was actually putting the kids to bed, and he was actually sort of helping us manage the house and the things that we have to do. So he was doing something else. So there is just a tiny example of compassion. How can we give compassion toward that person? And then when you're feeling okay, then you go and speak to the person. You know what? Would you be able to maybe put the bin out before you put the kids? And thank you so much for doing it. It's really helpful. And from now on, he understands a bit more clearly. So now we have diffused this anger that was like, for a few days, and moved from scrolling, feeling lonely, feeling a sense of disconnect, to now managing our emotions. Because deep inside, we are feeling unsafe, we are feeling disconnected. When we start changing the story in our own head, slowly our nervous system is getting to be regulated. We move from one example of anger, rage, to how we can give compassion to the person, to the situation. But compassion has to come from you. When you're giving compassion to something else, you are first exercising compassion. So the flower is blooming into compassion. Even before you give someone something, you are first receiving this compassion before it goes to the other person. If you give someone, never think that you're giving that person because he needs my compassion or she needs my compassion. No, you are receiving compassion. You're getting to exercise compassion. So this takes practice. And when you are at this place of compassion, what happens is you feel safe, you feel well, you feel connected, not only to you, you are now connected to the other person that you have given this compassion to. So when you're feeling connected with you, with your own emotions, you're anchored within you, then you don't go about scrolling, finding the connection from the outside world, which is unfortunately through our phone because it is easy. At the core level, when we are scrolling on our phone, we are feeling lost, connected, and alone. Why are we so afraid of showing up who we are? And why is it so easy to go connect with people through the phone, through social media, rather than the people around us? If we make it a practice to cultivate forgiveness for ourselves and others, and recognize that the fear or the anger as a passing emotion, it's not my identity. I am not this anger. I am not this rage. I am, and my identity doesn't depend on the hair or the clothing. Slowly, you're going to peel the layers and you're going to move to the deeper you, where you don't feel fear. You're not feeling fearful. You're not feeling disconnected. You're trying to cultivate the virtues, the habits, the sanskar that brings us closer to a more regulated way, and practicing gratitude for what we have around us, the people we have. Can we connect with the people in the physical around us? Doesn't matter what they do, how they behave and all, because those stories doesn't matter. When we begin connecting with people around us, even if you have just one friend, can you make the most to connect with that one person more authentically, more real? You don't have to be wearing a particular clothes for that friend to like you. If the friend likes you only because you are rich or because you go to a fancy restaurant, then this person is not your friend. The person should be your friend because she sees you for who you are. She sees through you, past the layers, the identification of who you have become for her. Can we connect at a deeper level, more naturally, and develop attachment from the stories, through the stories, detach from whatever may have happened, and recognize the difference between temporary happiness and just bliss, joy. What is giving us temporary happiness is not bliss, it's not ease, it's not peace. If today we can just begin being more aware of who we are without any layers, without the name, without the age, without the clothes, without the new makeup or the nails, without all of those, who are we? Can we show up in the world the way we are? Don't have to put any more layers, because through the phone, it's easy to just show part of us. You're not seeing my entire life. You're only seeing part of us. It is easy to connect just a little bit, but we want to connect externally. We want to, in the physical, not through the phone, not through the camera, not through WhatsApp groups. We want to connect with people. So your challenge this week, don't worry about how much you're using your phone for the moment. This week, your challenge is to find people in your life, write them down, and see if you can connect with them from a place of compassion and love. That's all. No story, who they have done, they have said, whatever is going on, from a place of compassion. Who are the few people that you have? And this week, I'm going to connect with those people from a different place, not from, oh, you did this 10 years ago. No, I see you for who you are. You are so just like as I am. You are here in my life for a reason, for a purpose. You've come here to show me who I am. You're here to teach me a lesson, and whatever triggers in me when I look at you, see you, hear you is actually whatever is going on inside me. So from now on, I am going to transmute this heaviness that is between you and me, and I'm going to try to exercise, even if I don't know how to, I am going to try to exercise compassion for you, knowing when I do this, this heaviness is lifted and I feel more at ease, more at peace with myself, with you, and with the world. Challenge of the week is to go and write down the few people that you may have in your life that you can connect with a bit more authentically, a bit more from the heart rather than the mind. How can you do this today? Through a phone call, sending a card, or just when you see them, give them the hug as if they are God, as if they are God, and they are here to give you just love, nothing material, nothing physical. They are just here to expand love in your heart. These people is going to expand love in your heart. As from now, whenever you see them, love is going to be expanded in your heart. I'm going to leave you with this challenge. It's only 8 o'clock. No, it's 9 o'clock now. On a Sunday morning, I felt like I needed to record this. I don't want you to be feeling guilty because you're using your phone too much. You're scrolling too much. What I want you to understand is the reason you are scrolling on your phone, it's because you are feeling alone. You're feeling ripped from your tribe, your culture, and your roots are not grounded on earth. And as from today, you are going to start grounding yourself, going back to finding who you are at a core level without the layers. If this makes sense, if you've managed to watch it till the end or listen to this till the end, drop me a comment on YouTube. Drop me a comment. Let me know what is it that I said that spoke to you. It landed so deep, and the action that you're going to take today to connect with people in your life. Thank you.